This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of June 9th, 2022, brought to you by That's Good HR. I'm Alex Brown. Fishers-based Recovery Force Health is celebrating the commercial launch of the MAC system, a device that provides intermittent compressions on the legs of hospital patients to prevent clots. President Jason Bobet says innovation in therapeutic compression was long overdue.
The MAC system is a portable, non-pneumatic device that doesn't have cords or tubes like the standard of care does and allows the patient to get up and move inside the hospital. Those other devices have been around for 30, 40 years with no innovation. They were designed for bed rest, where ours was built for mobility.
He says the goal now is to get the word out about the device, which will be used at some local hospitals next month. Evansville-based Lead Selling Tools has notified the state it will be laying off 81 workers at the end of July. The company, which produces material samples and swatches for other manufacturers, has agreed to sell its assets to North Carolina-based Sampling International. Eskenazi Health says it plans to build a 95,000 square foot primary care clinic on the near northeast side of Indianapolis. The health system says the clinic, set to open in 2024, is part of more than $50 million in capital improvements to its primary care facilities across Marion County. Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand is made possible by the following.
With one call to That's Good HR, your hiring challenge is solved. It's that simple. That's Good HR is the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Have an HR, accounting, administrative, or customer service position to fill? Trust That's Good HR to make a match that's good for everyone, whether temp to hire, or a direct hire placement. For 22 years, That's Good HR has been handpicking employees and employers through a highly personal and authentic approach that delivers long-term results. Visit that'sgoodhr.com. Remember, the match matters.
IBJ Media delivers business news covering central Indiana and the entire state. The Indianapolis Business Journal and Inside Indiana Business are now part of the same family. Look to the IBJ for in-depth coverage of central Indiana's business community and tap into Inside Indiana Business for stories that extend throughout Indiana. 2 resources, unlimited business insights that help you stay informed and get ahead. Learn more at ibj.com and insideindianabusiness.com.
A Northwest Indiana business competition is growing. Inside Indiana business reporter Wes Mills has details.
The Stark County Economic Development Foundation is broadening the scope of its entrepreneurial contest, Stark Tank, to reach more startups and small businesses. Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report the competition no longer requires the winner to run a business within 3 miles of North Judson. Now the winner can operate anywhere in Stark County. Foundation Executive Director Lisa Day says expanding the program creates, quote, more opportunities to raise a significant amount of prize money and attract more participants who want to grow a business in Stark County. The business competition was founded in 2020 by North Judson native Kurt Verhagen, who wanted to help grow his hometown. The Stark County Economic Development Foundation and the Indiana Small Business Development Center staged a competition in which businesses make pitches for startup capital. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Governor Eric Holcomb announced a plan today to call a special legislative session at the end of June and propose that $1 billion in state reserves be returned to Indiana taxpayers. Each taxpayer would collect about $225 under the plan if approved by the legislature. That would be in addition to $125 that each taxpayer is set to receive this year from the state's automatic taxpayer refund. Once the legislature is called into special session, lawmakers are free to pursue any issues they choose with no limit on how long they can stay in session. Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray did not indicate whether he supported the proposal, but said he recognized Hoosiers needed relief from inflation. Boosted by a grant from the National Institutes of Health, the mentorship of a Butler pharmacy professor in the lab is creating an impressive list of former students. Inside Indiana business reporter Kylie Valletta.
Born and raised in Zimbabwe, Dr. Chioniso Patience Masama is likely opening doors for her students, also from culturally diverse backgrounds. Masama, a Butler Associate Professor of Pharmaceutical Sciences, mentors students in her lab, many of them undergrads, while they help conduct research for a project funded by the NIH. The $1.4 million grant supports her work to find the cell mutations that lead to a rare type of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Masama's students have gone on to Harvard and leadership roles at Eli Lilly. She says mentorship is valuable for all students, and especially those from diverse backgrounds who need to see leaders in the lab similar to them.
Because I think it's very important for all students from different cultures to be represented by their faculty on campus, a background and culture. Because one of the very first students that I ended up mentoring when I came to Butler University is someone who came into the lab when I was working there. She looked at me, she saw I looked like her, and she asked if she could work with me.
In addition to students from various regions of the world, many come from Indiana and aspire to work close to home at companies like Lilly. Kylie Valletta, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
This report is brought to you by That's Good HR, the secret ingredient to strategic staffing. Visit that'sgoodhr.com for more information. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.